to replace their first base issues. Then he gets traded to the Giants. And at his press conference yesterday, he says, I'm willing to play wherever they want me to play. Basically, like, I wasn't in Boston, but with the Giants, I will. Absolutely, I will. And he's got, a lot of money left on a long-term deal, and he's going to be sitting pretty at the end of this whole thing.
Well, you can't tell everybody you're going to play me where I want to play. You know what I mean? Like, let's just be real here. I don't know that he's doing that out of being a good dude. You're doing it out of necessity.
I also think it shows that the relationship with Boston was fractured to the point to
of course,
where it was.
They didn't want to be there. They didn't want him there probably. But to me, there's I don't know. I just, that was my ugly.
Yeah.
I'll leave it there.
Ugly,
that was my
ugly for the Bo Sox, that's for sure. It is Two Pros and a Cup of Joe here on Fox Sports Radio. LeVar Arrington, Jonas Knox with you here. Coming up next, speaking of the Wednesday traditions, they roll on here with none other than the OP. Petros Papadakis is yours, and he's yours next here on Fox Sports Radio. Hey, it's Jonas Knox, and for most people, saving up a down payment can be the biggest barrier to buying a home. That's why Rocket Mortgage is lowering down payments to 1% for eligible home buyers with ONE+. You heard that right. 1% down on a home with ONE+ from Rocket Mortgage. You put down 1%, Rocket covers an additional 2%, and you're off to the races. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to see how you could get a head start on your starter home.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC, Equal Housing Lender, licensed in all 50 states. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
Nobody wants to put a new roof over their head. It's too expensive. And if they can extend the life of that roof and get 5 more years or 10 more years, it's a no-brainer.
What RoofMax does is it helps people in that they don't have to spend that $15,000, $20,000 on a new roof. They can spend pennies on the dollar.
The RoofMax product was a small percentage of cost of replacing a roof.
Call 1-855-ROOF-MAX for a free roof inspection. 855-ROOF-MAX.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
There's a stalled vehicle blocking off the U-turn lane on the service road of Highway 290 eastbound at Highway 130. The earlier issue on I-35 southbound at Grand Avenue Parkway has been cleared from the right lane. We're also traffic-free at the moment on Loop 360 southbound from Spicewood Springs over to Bee Cave. It's under 10 minutes to make that drive. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Randall's. Save on family favorites when you shop with digital coupons at Randall's. This week at Randall's, get Lucerne shredded sliced or chunk cheese for $1.47 each with digital coupon. And 93% lean ground beef for $4.47 per pound with digital coupon.
Steel GMC in Round Rock. Hi, I'm Steve David, General Manager. Great deals are all we do here at Steel GMC. Our deal is upfront, honest, and a real deal. Not some overhyped web price that when you get there, vanishes like a 30-point lead. Come see us and get a real deal at Steel. Exit 256 in Round Rock or see for yourself at steelgmcroundrock.com.
Shoppers first or shoppers last. Get a real deal from Steel.
We are professional grade.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. With thousands of 5-star reviews, you can trust us to bring happiness home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-888-5226. 800-888-5226. 800-888-5226.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Get the Apple Leasing Advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
The free iHeartRadio app has over 100 commercial-free original stations waiting for you to explore right now, like Southern Rock Ride. The greatest Southern rock hits from the 70s and 80s. Skinner, 38 Special, Allman Brothers, and more. Open the free iHeartRadio app, search Southern Rock Ride, and listen now. Free never sounded so good.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KVET AM Austin. Your home for the Horn. Make us the #1 preset in your car and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
Good morning, Kickoff. Good morning, Kickoff.
It's the Morning Kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer, Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns. 1300 The Zone.
Good morning, Austin, K-Town, Pflugerville, H-Town, Pearland, El Paso,
Leander, and Silsbee, Texas,
or wherever you may be listening. This is a Way Back Wednesday edition of the Morning Kickoff on AM 1300. The Zone. Texas football loses out on a major recruit for now. Arch is good in any hood. Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman joins us at 7:34 to talk Texas women's basketball. Who runs Tennessee? We'll talk about that as well. The Florida Panthers have Lord Stanley's Cup again. And can we please put respect on my man's name? I am your host, Mike Hardball Hardge. My co-host is a WWE Hall of Famer and the world's strongest man. He is the Mark Henry.
Good morning, Austin.
And, of course, we got our guy Marcus on the boards. And if you want to be a part of the show, all you got to do is text the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. That's the word Texas, followed by your message to 81530. Standard data and message rates may apply. And if you want a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see Lainey Wilson, or you want to just leave us a message, all you got to do is voice your opinion and leave the keyword of the day on the new and improved, always free iHeartRadio app and the talkback feature.
Hit that talkback.
All you got to do is hit that talkback and give us a chance to hear your thoughts on certain situations. Also, make sure you follow us on all social media platforms at AM 1300 The Zone, at the Mark Henry, and of course at Hardball Hardge. We're going to get into the WNBA a little bit later because it was crazy last night, and I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you, Mark. I actually enjoyed it.
I did too. I'm not going to lie.
I really, really enjoyed it. But like everything else, we need to continue these conversations a little bit later. Right now, I want to get into this conversation about the top running back, well, the number 2 running back in the state of Texas. And KJ Edwards is his name. He's out of Carthage. He was one of Texas's top targets. And you know as well as I do, and I've talked about this ad nauseum, I do not get too excited about commitments until they sign the dotted line. That's right. You know, it is easy. I've seen it throughout history where a kid has been committed to one school for a long time, and then the national signing day, they do the hat trick, they do the box, they do family with all kinds of balloons and everything. and it ain't the school that they thought they was going to, or you thought they were going to. I also believe we cannot trust the mindsets of 17 and 18-year-old kids that sometimes it just blows in the wind. Sometimes you got to look at the family members as well. And I'm not throwing shade at anybody, because to be recruited by all these schools is an honor. There's no privileges. It's an honor. But I don't get caught up in the hype of, well, we got this commitment today. Look at our ranking. Oh, no, man. National Signing Day is the day that you really need to understand what's going on.
Yeah, that's Christmas.
That's it.
If it's not Christmas, it's not football Christmas, I don't want to hear about it.
And it's like a lot of folks are excited about it. Oh, yeah, yep.
But I do like whenever there's like a signing out of the portal, because that's official. That's final. And
spinal.
Is it spinal? I broke my spine. Like you have to be able to find your joy somewhere.
Yes.
And as bad as everybody thought, the portal is the worst. It's never going to work, and it's going to change college football. It's not changing college football. Every Saturday when you tune in to a college football game, it's identically the same, except people get paid. And now they're, like hired mercenaries.
Yeah.
They could be on your team 1 year and be gone. So whatever. It's the same as the NFL now.
Yeah, no doubt. And so the conversation has now become this deal of KJ Edwards has been recruited and committed to Texas A&M Fighting Aggies. The Aggies have what some would say one of the top recruiting classes for the class of 26 that they've ever had. This is big time for the Aggies. And people were asking Coach Sark about it, and Coach Sark had a slick answer, and he's on the same wavelength. Very, very rare, very rare. We're on the same wavelength when he says, I'm not one to panic about summer commitments. We'll see where they are and where they finish up in December when the recruiting cycle is pretty much over and you got to sign the letter of intent. So to me, looking at it, I mean, he is definitely somebody that a lot of schools are after. I mean, every school was on his list of searching. But you know as well as I do, man, and I continue to say this, everything changes along the way. There may be different circumstances that happen throughout the season to where he's like, well, look, I like my chances over at the University of Texas, Georgia, Florida, wherever else he may be recruited.
Right.
Just like Texas A&M. Congratulations. You won the summer recruitment because he was supposed to be here this coming weekend. And he canceled his official visit.
Hey, man, that's just one less hotel room.
But I encourage fans and all these people that love the recruiting rankings so much. We don't get a trophy for being the top recruiters. You got to go out and be able to perform on the field.
Hey,
so
but those coaches make a lot more money when they can
do.
recruit.
When they can bring in. It's just like scouting for baseball. If we sign you as the number 1 or number 2, whenever you get signed,
you start waiting on that mailbox check.
Yeah, you start at, hey, I get a bonus for that because I ended up getting them. But yeah, so to me, I don't look at it as a loss as of yet. And as that Texas A&M, okay, congratulations, you win for now. But like anything else, you wait until National Signing Day. I've never, ever been one of those guys that is like, oh my God, did you see the recruiting rankings? Because a lot of them don't hold true. A lot of them don't hold true at the end.
And as a true freshman at running back, you have to be Adrian Peterson to come to Texas and just take over.
Or Bijan.
You got to be that guy.
Or Ricky. I mean,
you know what I'm saying, though.
But
that's the whole point.
But he definitely, I mean, if he's the number 2 running back in the state of Texas,
he's pretty damn good.
He's got to be pretty salty for him to be looked at as that type of player. So there's a lot that that is going on with this Texas football team and as far as recruitment, and you see it on the weekends. They have their parties and everybody's in town and I got my offer, and that's great. I love it. And for all those that get that opportunity to be recognized as such, that's outstanding work. But the finish line is in December and February. And if we can get to them, and those paperwork is already in, because don't forget, think about what Texas normally does. So they get those kids to sign in December. A lot of them are here in January. A lot of them. They've already been admitted. You know what I'm saying? They here. So they come in and start, just like this past year. What'd he say? 22 of the 27 were already on campus after National Signing Day, for them to be already in the workouts and getting a part of that, adjusting to the college life.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that is out there, and I just wanted to everybody, because I saw social media yesterday.
Oh, they was going nuts.
Oh, they were losing their mind.
People were standing on the roof, looking over the edge.
What are we
Y'all
doing?
stop it.
We are doing good in rankings right now. We're not even at the top. Texas A&M is at number 2. Let's put it like this. USC is the number 1 team in 2026 football recruiting. When's the last time that happened? Reggie Bush?
Yeah, probably.
It's been a minute. So as Sark says, and as I continue to look through these, don't get too high, too low in all of these recruiting cycles. Texas is sitting at number 18. They finished in the top 5 almost every single year since Sark has been here.
The tortoise and the hare.
Yeah, it's like, what'd you say? It's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
It's a marathon.
You got to build these relationships. You got to continue to cultivate the thoughts and the minds of these young players. If Texas get a commitment from your guy, Felix Ojo, then boom, they jump all the way up. I mean, you got to just play the game a little bit.
I think also Texas depth chart is so strong in almost every position right now that people are looking going, man, how am I going to get worked into this?
Yeah.
And that's a good problem to have.
Absolutely.
So if we have a class where we come in 10th in recruiting, it's not because Texas is not a destination.
Right.
It's because that it's so competitive that you might want to go somewhere where you can play.
Absolutely.
And with the portal system, you can always enter the portal and go whenever you want to. So this whole landscape is changing.
It's not forever.
Wow,
Just
why
remember
you whisper
that.
when you said that scared me.
Relax. We're just getting started on this way back Wednesday hump day edition of the morning kickoff. When we come back, Arch Manning, he's good in any hood. And I'll tell you what we're talking about right here on the morning kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
The Craig Way Show, weekdays at 2.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival
presented by Capital One
is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 19th and 20th, streaming live only on Hulu.
And you can be there.
For a weekend full of superstar performances, never before seen collaborations, and once in a lifetime artist moments you'll have to see to believe. Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com. Get your tickets today at AXS.com. And we'll see you at our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
The JV and Sandy Show podcast. Stream it on the iHeartRadio app.
There's a stalled vehicle blocking off the U-turn lane on the service road of Highway 290 eastbound at Highway 130. The earlier issue on I-35 southbound at Grand Avenue Parkway has been cleared from the right lane. We're also traffic free at the moment on Loop 360 southbound from Spicewood Springs over to Bee Cave. It's under 10 minutes to make that drive. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement $999.99 and qualifying ported. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card over 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
Stuck in the same day-to-day routine? Wake up, go to work, eat, sleep, repeat. Break through the boredom this summer and download Call of Duty Mobile for free. Mobile exclusive content. Today doesn't have to suck. Cure your boredom for free with Call of Duty almost anywhere, anytime. Call of Duty Mobile is available on both the Apple App Store and Google Play Store for free today. Rated M for mature.
You want to see basketball played the way it's supposed to be? Tune in to Ice Cube's Big Three this summer. Watch stars like Dwight Howard, Kemba Walker, Joe Johnson, Michael Beasley, and many more, along with Hall of Fame coaches. Experience the fast pace and physical play and fun action that defines the game. You know what it is. It's the Big Three. Catch the best professional 3-on-3 players in the world live every weekend on CBS and Vice. Oh, yay, yay!
Shop Mattress Firm's July 4th sale and reclaim your restless nights. Choose from a curated premium selection of mattresses to find just the upgrade you're looking for. Get matched. Sleep at night.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hardworking, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Something amazing is happening at work. Innovative tools are helping people do better work. That's because CDW configuration specialists are multiplying productivity with Microsoft Windows 11 Pro Surface devices. Built-in security, flexibility, and simplified management streamline tasks so your team can get more done. Microsoft and CDW make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/surface.
At Henna Chevrolet, the price we agree on is the exact price you'll pay.
I was at a Chevy dealer recently, found the car I wanted, agreed on a price, and made it all the way to the financing table. Before they mentioned the $2,500 mandatory dealer package they added. Mandatory, as in they refused to remove it. So I left and went to Henna.
For straightforward, all-inclusive pricing, come in and together let's drive at Henna Chevrolet or Henna.com.
1300 The Zone and the Round Rock Express. That's a double play.
Man, oh man, what a way to start off the show. If you missed any parts of the show throughout the show, we got Danny Davis coming up in the next segment. You can always get over to that always free iHeartRadio app and wherever you get your podcast. Find other episodes of the morning. Mike Hardball, World's Strongest Man, the Mark Henry.
That's right.
And of course, we got our guy Marcus behind the boards. And right now, I want to talk about Arch Manning. You know, I've been really hesitant from crowning him. Rightfully so. He's got some things he's got to work through and hopefully get a chance to show his worth coming up here against Ohio State to start the season, 11 o'clock at the shoe, but you can listen to the game right here with the voice of the Texas Longhorns, Craig Way, right here on AM 1300 The Zone, and always free on the iHeartRadio app. But one thing is for sure, since the day that he has stepped on campus, he has made sure that he's fit in, he's not above anybody, and from all accounts, he's been one hell of a teammate. And just recently, he's been viral He's always been viral because he is a Manning, but he's been viral because he spent some time in East St. Louis with Ryan Wingo to go help his camp out.
Good morning. Welcome to the camp. What is your name? Good morning. You guys have to get registered. Good morning. Check you in. What is your last name? Last name, please. Manny.
Hey, clap it up for him.
He is good in any hood. But the stories about Arch and who he is, let's not forget, people. Arch Manning grew up in New Orleans. Arch Manning likes to have fun. And if a teammate asks Arch, hey, man, you mind coming back to the crib with me to come and hang out and help my community out? Of course he's going to show up. But I remember when McAfee, just the other day, was talking about who Arch Manning is, and it makes you forget sometimes that he's a college student.
Arch Manning is awesome. Arch Manning is everything you want your starting quarterback to be.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, Arch Manning's student ID was found after a night out. A lot of people were going, is this guy out of control? I said, is he with his teammates? That's all I care about. If he's out and about with his teammates doing college, I love everything about it. Then whenever he gets in the game, starts flexing, the boys go crazy. Arch Manning, beloved by the locker room. How beloved by the locker room? Well, you don't really know until you start seeing more. Invited to the cookout. Wingo had a camp. And Arch Manning obviously went. And this particular video here is making its rounds on the internet because Arch Manning, I believe, is welcome anywhere.
That's what they say. He's welcome anywhere, ain't he?
Hey, man, you get invited to the cookout. You live.
Yeah, he's catering. You know he got that good gumbo season. You know he got that roux. He got that roux. But the thing about it is, and Mark, you know this, if you're a good locker room dude, if you hang out with your teammates, they will do anything for you. No matter how big of a star your light is. You remember when Chris Sims was here, and a lot of people talk a lot of trash about Chris Sims. I actually liked Chris Sims when he was here. I think he's another one of those underappreciated quarterbacks that played at the University of Texas that came in with the hype. Sorry, but, he came in during the time where there was a lot of good players playing college football at that time. So the rivalries and the games that were happening, they were tough. I did a show for a long time with Rod Babers, who is one of Chris Sims' best friends. Him, Kyle Shanahan, and Bo the Wood. That's right, Bo Scaife. Rod used to tell the story all the time about how Chris was always down for the cause. May not have got all the hype, might have been the hype guy, but he never, ever treated his teammates like they were less than him. And that is what you start to hear about Arch Manning. He knew his role. He wanted to be a college student. He wasn't expecting to come into the University of Texas and start at the very beginning. He knew who he was playing behind. Another 5-star. At the University of Texas, line them up. They all coming in. They all 5 stars. But you still...
Bill is going to be a monster.
Yeah. But you look at KJ Lacey, man. What you talking about? You better wait for Lacey. Trey Owens, you like him.
I like him.
So you start to look at how this all happens. But it's the locker room stuff that makes people want to fight for you. That's the stuff that I always check into is like, well, if something were to go down, where's his teammates going to be? And they're going to be right there with him.
We all had that. I mean, we talk about the legends of the locker room. We talk about our stories, and I can't tell you one story about my collegiate life that didn't involve my teammates.
Exactly.
Like they just go together. And I hear the stories. My wife was a gymnast at West Virginia, and she talks about not the meet, she talks about the coach and her teammates.
Yeah,
that's usually where the stories go.
Yep.
So that's what it is with Hardge too. Like it just happens that he's a Manning, and not realizing that New Orleans, regardless of where you are in New Orleans is I'm so hood.
Yeah.
Regardless, turn one corner and there you are.
Yeah, you're in the wrong spot easily
You
every
can
time
you
you
have
move.
to go backtrack sometimes.
Yeah,
But
quickly.
that's one of the better things about New Orleans over all the rest of Louisiana. I'm not going to talk about that, but New Orleans, one of the livest cities in America.
Well, and the fact too that he can go and kick it and not feel out of place.
Right.
Knows, hey man, I'm with him. I'm good. Not here to cause no problems. Just here to kick it and have a good time. But I want you to hear from his big uncle, not Eli, but Peyton, and the conversation that was on Bussin' the Boys, and we'll hear some more stuff from Bussin' the Boys a little bit later. But the conversation that he has with Hardge when all he wants to know is, hey, you got a second to talk about defense and 2-minute drills?
Your nephew obviously calls you a lot, and I know you and Eli have a big rivalry. Who do you think he calls more?
It's funny, like these 19, 20-year-olds, the text response rate, it's not super high, right? It's not a great completion percentage. So I kind of let him reach out to me if he has a question. He came to Denver a couple of years ago. We worked out. That was fun. And he will every now and then text me with a question about, hey, a 2-minute drill. This is what happened in practice today. And I'm sure as soon as he texts me the question, he regrets it, because you can't answer a question about a 2-minute drill with a text back.
Especially with the phone you use.
You have to go to the voice memo.
We have to.
And it can't be just one. So you bang them back with a 7-minute voice memo response about the 2-minute, about what the defense is doing and the plays that you like. You got to go to your staples.
Yeah.
Get plays that you like, and you finish it, and you're like, I didn't even mention the fact that a defense after a timeout will probably come with an exotic blitz. So you better call a max protection coming out of the timeout. And then you finish that one. That's about a 6-minute, and you're like, well, but I totally even, forgot about the red zone.
Yeah.
And so 3 voice memos later,
Send me a video
he's
back.
Probably
with you.
calling Eli Moore is probably the answer.
Who do you think the favorite uncle is?
So.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. He's like, I'm just not just doing that. I'm not just doing that. I got to do all of these extra things. It's like a parent. You're a parent. It's like, hey, Dad, can you bring me? All right, well, what do you need that for? And tell me what the purpose of it is, and where do I need to go?
Come on, man. Stop. Get out of my head.
Hey, I just wanted to know who the hot read was. That's all I want to know.
Try to make it simple. Hey, I need 2-word answer. That's all I need. I don't
but
need
that's not what you're going to get.
That's exactly right.
Jacob will call me, and he'll preface the whole conversation. Dad, I got like 35, 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Because I have to go. And I'm like, well, why you call me?
Exactly.
He said, I just wanted to ask you something. And then he'll ask the question. All right, I'll hit y'all later.
Yeah.
Because he knows Hardge that I'm finna give him 5 minutes.
Exactly.
5-minute comeback.
Yeah, I'm just pulling teeth with my son right now. A teenager. So I'm like, hey man, I'm trying to ask you some things. I need you to elaborate. But it is what it is, and the fact that is who you can lean on for a conversation and be able to truly understand, because I guarantee you he's going back to it and looking at it and understanding why. He just didn't want to do it at that particular moment because he had to be good in any hood. You know what I'm talking about? When we come back, we're going to talk to our guy, Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman, as he breaks down the Texas basketball schedule and so much more pertaining to the Longhorns right here on a Hump Day edition of the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
There's reports of an accident going southbound on the 130 toll road around Greg Manor. Use some caution if you're heading this direction. We also have a crash at the corner of Montopolis Drive and Old Torf Street, and things are pretty slow on I-35 northbound, about a 10-minute delay from Onion Creek Parkway up to William Cannon Drive. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
This is Mark Henry, the world's strongest man. Discover the true taste of Texas at Mom's Food, Smokehouse, and Delicatessen, where everything is handcrafted in-house, from the mustard to the bacon. Proudly featured in the inaugural Michelin Guide of Texas, they source the finest products from local producers. Visit us at 5811 Manor Road, Austin, Texas, or find them at your favorite farmer's market. Pre-order their barbecue today. Don't you keep the best delicatessen in Austin a secret. Tell them Mark Henry sent you.
It's time to warm up that scoreboard and get ready to bring home the win with Specs. Specs has you covered with lower prices on all your favorite fan fuel. From craft beer, rare spirits, and world-class wine to chips, dips, and gourmet finer foods. And with same-day delivery when you order online or through the app, Specs is your MVP for the biggest score of the game. At Specs, the fun starts here.
Here's to you, cheers to savings.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Shop simple. It doesn't get any easier. You're looking for a new Ford. You don't have time to spend hours at the dealership. So Truck City Ford in Buda has made it simple. Go online. Pick yours at truckcityford.com. We can bring it to you for a home test drive. Once you determine it's perfect, you can arrange financing, value your trade, and sign all your paperwork digitally. Then simply tell us where and when you want to take delivery. Leif Johnson's Truck City Ford in Buda has made buying a new Ford simple.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Astros smack 5 homers, crushed the A's in Sacramento. Houston has won 6 of their last 7. Paige Beckers with a game-high 20 to lead the Wings over the Valkyries in their first home win of the season to snap a 7-game losing skid. The Panthers raise Lord Stanley Cup for a second straight year after beating the Oilers 5-1 in Game 6 of the finals. From Sunrise, I'm Ronta Moss.
This is 11-year NBA veteran Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Thrivent.
At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than money. It's a way to support the people, causes, and community you love. Because the most important thing isn't what you're planning for, it's who. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
OpenAI is a financial abomination, a thing that should not be, an aberration, a symbol of rot at the heart of Silicon Valley. And I'm going to tell you why on my show Better Offline, the rudest show in the tech industry, where we're breaking down why OpenAI, along with other AI companies, are dead set on lying to your boss that they can take your job. I'm also going to be talking with the greatest minds in the industry about all the other ways the rich and powerful are ruining the computer. Listen to Better Offline on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow Better Offline and start listening on the free iHeartRadio app today.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, your home for the Horns.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. Now is the time that we talk to our guy, Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman. You can follow him at _Danny Davis. Oh, wait. Oh, no.
We're efforting.
Yeah, we're efforting Danny Davis. So it looks like I'm about to call Danny on my phone and get him onto the show right now. All right. We are joined now by Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman. You can follow him at _Danny Davis. And Danny, I don't know how your thought process works, but in my process, I don't buy too much stock into a kid, whether they are committed to the University of Texas, Texas A&M, Nebraska, you name the school. I don't buy much stock in it. But yesterday, KJ Edwards, the running back from Carthage, committed to Texas A&M, and a lot of folks kind of looked at it as like, Sark, oh my goodness, Sark isn't doing his job, or their recruiting is different because Tashard Choice isn't here. What do you buy into the stock of kids at these particular moments committing, because you've seen the changes all the time?
I care when they get on campus. I don't know KJ. I don't know what his thought process is, but as far as we know, he could commit and decommit 16 times before signing day. I mean, and then 2 more times after that, and then jump in the transfer portal after his first year. I mean, he could be a lifetime egg. I don't want to, talk down on him or he's say anything bad about him. But with the way recruiting is and the transfer portal and all that stuff, it doesn't matter. I mean, recruiting is a interesting game. I'm very blessed that I don't have to cover much of it. At the Statesman, we have other reporters to handle it, but commitments mean absolutely nothing. And with the way the transfer portal is these days, signing means even less. So, KJ gets to College Station. I'm sure he'll be fun to watch. Maybe not for a Longhorns fan. You'll kind of regret that. Hold your breath whenever they play around Thanksgiving. But Texas will be fine, regardless of what running back ends up on their campus. They'll be fine. I think Steve has a good enough track record of producing 1,000-yard rushers that if they miss out on one, they'll be fine.
I have no doubt about it either. But I do want to talk SEC women's basketball and the Texas Longhorns. The SEC announces the opponents for the Texas Longhorns for next season, the 2025-26 season. Texas will host home games against Auburn, Georgia, Kentucky, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, and LSU. They will have a home and away matchup with LSU. Talk about what you think about that home schedule, because it looks pretty enticing.
Yeah, I mean, this is not unexpected. I think even though the SEC announced it yesterday, I think we knew what their schedule was going to be, because we were just going to flip the away games from last year, and the teams they hosted, Texas was going to go travel to. So, Texas missed out on A&M and Oklahoma at home last year, but those teams will be coming to Austin this year, and then a Kentucky team that's on the rise, and Auburn and Georgia aren't great, so those are maybe some gimmies. But Ole Miss is a really good team. Mississippi State's a really good team that Texas gets to host, and obviously they'll go travel to some of those teams. But LSU, Vic, I think, said last February that was going to be the home and home series this year. So you had some Kim Mulkey drama both on the road and at home, which should be fun. And obviously LSU is a very talented team. It's going to be, contending for national championship next year. So that'll be some good tests. I think the only question was whether or not Texas was going to go to South Carolina, or South Carolina was going to come to Austin, since that was the home and home last year. And we found out that Texas go to Columbia, which is no small treat, but that keeps Texas's home and road games even. So that shouldn't be too big of a surprise, although I'm sure some Texas fans were crossing their fingers that somehow South Carolina would end up on the home schedule.
Danny, I'm looking at the Texas roster, and it's starting to look like the way the San Antonio Spurs used to look with Coach Popovich always going overseas. Texas having Grace Printer from Dublin, Ireland, and Lavosa Azabrink-Holz from Stockholm, Sweden, who was at Florida Atlantic. Can you enlighten us about this international flair of Texas right now?
Mark, I'm kind of surprised you got past number 3 on the roster since that's your favorite player. But,
Hey, I'm trying to diversify this, Danny.
Obviously, Texas did, do some international recruiting, although Lovisa did play at Florida Atlantic last year, so that wasn't quite. I don't think Vic was making many recruiting trips to Sweden for that one, but it's going to be interesting to see how those two fit in. I think Lovisa's a project. I think she only averaged around 3 points, 3 rebounds last year at FAU. So obviously coming to the SEC is going to be a big jump for her, but Texas has depth in the paint, so they can be patient with her, kind of as they were kind of being patient with Abby the last 2 years, which just didn't work. So I think, Lovisa, I wouldn't expect too much out of her this upcoming season. She may even redshirt, if she doesn't prove worthy of playing time. I think Grace is the bigger question mark, just because we don't exactly know what Texas is getting out of her. But I think with the issues that they had with some of their guard depth, there's an opportunity for her to come in. She, if you've seen her film, you've seen, Vic talk about her. She's known as a shooter. So which is something Texas needs, and maybe that's a role that she can fit in. But we'll have to see. We'll see if the Ireland scene matches up with the SEC, and if she's a little undersized. So I don't know if 5'8", 5'7" is going to necessarily make her stand tall on the court. But we'll see if that 3-point shooting is something that Texas can use next year.
Well, we're speaking of Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman. You can follow him at _Danny Davis. Let's get over to the Diamond, Danny, and talk a little bit about the Texas baseball team. They have been able to make some noise in the transfer portal. What are some of the things that you like about the moves that Texas has been able to make in the transfer portal?
I mean, they've gotten some, a couple quality guys. Another guy that they just got out of the portal from Mississippi State has some SEC experience, but at the end of the day, the Texas team is going to still need more pitching. I think Texas ended up running into some problems with its pitching depth by the end of the season. The counting numbers were all fine. That's a top 10 ERA team, and they definitely made some strides from the end of the season. But, they did not have a lot of depth when it came to what we consider SEC pitching, which is, we talked to Jen at one point in the tournament about why they're hitting so many batters, because, it is by far the most batters they've hit since Texas started tracking those numbers. And Jim was essentially saying because they throw a lot of off-speed stuff, but they don't have a lot of guys who are up there, throwing, mid-90s and stuff like that, especially after Jared Spencer got hurt and Jared's not going back. So I think we expect Dylan to, Volantis to earn a spot in the rotation. Then you have some of the guys like, whether it's Ruger or Luke Harrison coming back for another season, or some of those next scrubs. If he factors into it, Thomas Burns, will see what he does. But I think Texas is going to need more of those weekend guys who can, throw in the mid-90s and what we consider to be SEC arms before I get too excited about the work that they're doing in the portal. But there's still time. We'll see. Obviously, I think I read an On3 article that they're in the mix for 2 of the bigger bats that are still up in the portal. So we'll see if Texas gets those, and see if they can maybe develop some more of what we consider to be SEC pitching.
Cannot wait to see how it all plays out. As always, make sure you follow Danny at _Danny Davis. And Danny, we'll talk again next week, and hopefully our phones will be working by then, bro.
I'll have more questions about Roy Harmon too.
But you'll have a happy Juneteenth.
You too, my brother. Thank you. There he is, Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman, doing Danny Davis things. And when we come back, we will make sure that we keep this thing going. Who runs Tennessee? Somebody just told us they do. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio, AM 1300, The Zone.
The voice of the Horns. Craig Way on 1300 The Zone. Weekdays at 2.
The JB and Sandy Show podcast. Stream it on the iHeartRadio app.
There's reports of an accident going southbound on the 130 toll road around Greg Manor. Use some caution if you're heading this direction. We also have a crash at the corner of Montopolis Drive and Oltor Street, and things are pretty slow on I-35 northbound, about a 10-minute delay from Onion Creek Parkway up to William Cannon Drive. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by CONCACAF Gold Cup. The CONCACAF Gold Cup is coming to Austin's Q2 Stadium Thursday, June 19th. Saudi Arabia versus United States. Sea Stars Christian Pulisic and Tyler Adams fight to reclaim Gold Cup glory. Get your tickets now at SeatGeek.com. That's SeatGeek.com.
Friends, if you live in Austin, Bastrop, Georgetown, Killeen, or Lockhart, and you're tired of paying too much for car insurance, pick up the phone and call Fred Loya Insurance today. Insurance rates are constantly changing, which is why you need to call Fred Loya Insurance right now for a new and updated quote. Call now. Save money. It's that easy. Call Fred Loya Insurance at 1-800-444-4040. That's 1-800-444-4040 or visit fredloya.com. Remember, if you don't call, you don't save.
Hello, I'm Joe Cordell, founder of Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is complicated, especially when your small business or professional practice is involved. At Cordell & Cordell, we understand that these assets raise unique valuation and allocation issues. For 35 years, we've helped doctors, lawyers, and small business owners navigate divorce with confidence. Call us at Cordell & Cordell. Let me tell you, I understand on a personal level, your business is much more than a job. It's your legacy.
Austin, San Antonio, and St. Louis. CordellCordell.com.
Today doesn't have to suck. Break through your day-to-day boredom by downloading Call of Duty Mobile for free and enjoy fun gameplay featuring fan-favorite Call of Duty maps, modes, and operators, plus tons of new mobile content anywhere, anytime. Available on both the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Download for free now. Rated M.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
When you're ordering food for your workplace, are you still using a spreadsheet?
Ugh, great.
Not with EasyCater, the online platform for ordering and managing food for the workplace. Come on, manually inputting lunch requests in all those little boxes? You don't need that kind of sheet in your life. EasyCater was built for business. It's simple, smart, and way more powerful than the old sheet you're used to. So drop the sheet and go with EasyCater, the easy place to get food for your workplace. Order now at easycater.com.
After 48 years, Factory Mattress is going out of business forever. Over $15 million worth of world-class mattress brands must be sold immediately. Up to 80% off at Austin and San Antonio's largest independent mattress retailer. Everything must go, right down to the bare walls. Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and Stearns & Foster. No interest financing is still available. The Factory Mattress going out of business sale is happening now at all 14 locations. Don't miss it.
The largest gun show in Central Texas is headed to Buda this weekend. Texas Gun Show is voted the #1 gun show in Texas. Will be at the Central Texas Fieldhouse just off Interstate 35 in Buda this Saturday, 10 till 5, and Sunday, 10 till 4. Hundreds of tables of guns, free parking, and no toll road. Do not miss it. Buy, sell, trade, and exercise your Second Amendment rights this weekend at the Central Texas Fieldhouse in Buda. For more info, visit gunshowstx.com. Texas Gun Shows, making gun shows guns again.
Get the Apple Leasing Advantage today. Visit appleleasing.com. That's appleleasing.com.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KVET AM Austin. Your home for the Horn. Make us the #1 preset in your car and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good. Radio 1300 The Zone. The Longhorns live here.
Great stuff by Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman. But you know, when you hear that type of music right there, that can only mean one thing. Now is your chance to get a pair of tickets, to win a pair of tickets to go see Lainey Wilson, September the 18th, the Moody Center. All you got to do is get over to that new and improved iHeart Radio app, search for AM 1300 The Zone, or just stay where you are and tap that red microphone and leave the word world, WHIRL, world, and for a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see Lainey Wilson. Make sure you are tuned in this afternoon as Craig Way and Cam Parker give you a chance to win another pair of tickets to go see someone else right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. I want to get right into this because the news and the noise that is coming out of Tennessee is quarterback Diego Pavia. He has been running his mouth, and he said, well, I'll let you hear from him on his thoughts about who runs Tennessee.
Vanderbilt's going to run Tennessee after this year. Like, this is going to be the new staple of, like, college football is going to happen here at Vanderbilt.
Do any of you and the boys ever, like, talk about that? Like, we got to be the state school.
Well,
we're in Nashville, Tennessee. We're in the Music City. Like, we need to be the brand of Tennessee.
Everyone wants to come to Tennessee because of Nashville. So they want to come to Nashville, so Vanderbilt. And then when we have, like, the most money in NIL, like, why not come here? So, like, we literally just have to win this year and throughout the rest of the year. It'll take care of itself.
You think Vandy will have the most money in the game? Or
I think we'll be up there.
Yeah.
But, like, it's Nashville.
Yeah, there's a lot of big hitters around here.
Yeah.
They just need a team to believe in.
Yeah, that's all they need.
They need Diego Pavia.
Come on, man. Vandy running Tennessee. Josh Heupel, you just going to stand there and let this man come in?
Nobody's responding
and saying, we run Tennessee. You can't just do that. Can't just run Tennessee.
You can't just say you're going to run Tennessee.
Exactly. I know he believed the hype about himself and how good he believes his team is. Matter of fact, he said that they were teams trying to take him from Vanderbilt.
How much after the year was the portal blowing up for you on potential teams wanting you to come be the quarterback for them at a different school?
A lot. It was less
nuts.
like, it was less reaching out to me. It was like more reaching out to like my brothers and my family and stuff.
Was there a dollar amount that you heard that was like, holy shit?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm supposed to share, but like anywhere from like 4 to 4.5
to leave and go somewhere else.
To leave.
What conference?
SEC.
Checks out.
Ooh, in conference. Any Big Ten teams trying to get you?
You want to play with the best. You don't want to play with the Big Ten.
This dude.
Some cats, man.
This dude.
Diego
They
Pavia.
can't own this guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, I'm starting to like him, though. That dude's making me like him.
I knew you would.
Ooh, I like it. I like spicy. Put some extra peppers on mine.
Yeah.
He put the extra peppers on at the end, Hardge.
Yeah.
I mean, he just said it with his chest, too. And very comfortable.
Yeah,
not like I'm not bragging.
No, he's letting you know that I am that guy.
We're good. And
you should be thinking about me.
4.2.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all right.
4 to 4.5. You know, that'll be what it is. And
ooh,
yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's
real.
Come
on, man.
He thinks he's that guy.
Hey.
And his play was good. I mean, let's not get it twisted. He was a competitor. He competes hard. I think he is a talented
He's a football
dude.
player.
But he had to get it out of the mud. So I respect his hustle because he had his process and his journey is not like the ones that we talked about earlier when we talked about Arch.
Right, 5-star guy.
Yeah, he wasn't that. He had to go and work his behind off to be able to sit on that bus and tell everybody that we are two things. People want me. They were going to give up a lot of bread to get me. And number two, come on, man. We run Tennessee. This is going to be, the SEC is already live. We talk about it every single day now. And the expectations of all of these teams are high. We got Phil Steele's magazine now. We're about to dive into who's good, who's not, who's got rankings, who all the different things that go into getting ready for a football season. But, man, did he just throw fuel on the fire for the SEC and talking about how they are about to run Tennessee? So that means you have to come out and you got to perform at a high level for the next man that comes in after you. You're putting pressure on your coaching staff and you're holding your players accountable because you're trying to say this isn't going to be the same old Vanderbilt as it was back in the day. So I'm interested to see what these guys are going to bring to the table, because if you're going to talk it, you got to back it up. And if you don't back it up, people are going to come after you with all of the full force. They've got
Hardge, November 29th, Tennessee and Vandy.
The last game of the regular season.
I don't care who Texas playing.
Yeah.
If they playing at the same time, I want to see this, because this is one of those you got to walk it like you talk it game.
I agree with that.
But
I'm not turning my channel to watch them.
Yeah, we're going to have to maybe have to get two channels. Get two TVs.
Just for a quick second, turn it back.
Just a quick second.
Yeah,
but
I better be playing earlier.
I'm very interested now.
Yeah.
And that's what Pavia brings, not just with his play, but as we can see that this is a guy that has a personality, and sometimes you need guys that spark your guys.
Yeah, they're returning 13 starters on their squad, so that's probably why he feels the way that he does. And one of them is Cedric Alexander from LBJ. He is on that team, and they got 8 guys returning on defense.
And Eli Stowers, the number 1 tight end in the SEC.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. The spice is out for sure.
Ooh,
hour number 1 is in the books. Hour number 2 is just around the corner. And I'm tired of the word underachiever. And I'll tell you why right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights. We can reawaken any space to make your happy place your home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
As down payments get bigger, millions of renters across America feel like they'll never be able to buy a home. So instead of lowering expectations, Rocket Mortgage is lowering down payments to 1% for eligible home buyers with ONE+, helping more renters become owners. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to get a head start on your starter home.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC, licensed in all 50 states, NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
After a trip to the 2025 Women's Final Four, an SEC championship in their first season, and sold-out crowds at the Moody Center, Texas women's basketball is on fire. And season tickets for 2025-26 are on sale now, starting at just $100. Longhorn Nation helped deliver the first undefeated home season in 22 years. Now it's your turn to be part of the action. Bring the energy, bring the pride, bring the Texas fight all season long. Lock in your seats today at TexasLonghorns.com.
If you need up to $3,000, go to WeFixMoney.com. WeFixMoney.com is the name you can trust. It's free to use, available 24/7, and you are never required to accept any loan offer. Some lenders offer same-day funding. If you need up to $3,000, type WeFixMoney.com directly into your browser. WeFixMoney.com has been helping customers for 15 years. And has an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. So if you need cash for credit card bills, car repairs, childcare, or anything else, go to WeFixMoney.com. Make sure you type WeFixMoney.com directly in your browser. Go to the company you trust, WeFixMoney.com. It's free to use, available 24/7, and some lenders offer same-day funding. Just fill in the information and get an answer in minutes at WeFixMoney.com for up to $3,000. Go to WeFixMoney.com. WeFixMoney.com. If you need up to $3,000, go to WeFixMoney.com. WeFixMoney.com is the name you can trust. It's free to use, available 24/7, and you are never required to accept any loan offer. Some lenders offer same-day funding. If you need up to $3,000, type WeFixMoney.com directly into your browser. WeFixMoney.com has been helping customers for 15 years and has an A rating with a Better Business Bureau. So if you need cash for credit card bills, car repairs, childcare, or anything else, go to WeFixMoney.com. Make sure you type WeFixMoney.com directly in your browser. Go to the company you trust, WeFixMoney.com. It's free to use, available 24/7, and some lenders offer same-day funding. Just fill in the information and get an answer in minutes at WeFixMoney.com for up to $3,000. Go to WeFixMoney.com. WeFixMoney.com.
Big news for drivers. Presets have landed on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with iHeartRadio. Access your favorite stations, podcasts, and playlists instantly right from your dashboard. Try the free iHeartRadio app on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and take those presets for a spin.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone, KVET AM Austin. Your home for the Horn. Make us the number one preset in your car and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Free never sounded so good.
The morning kickoff. The morning kickoff.
It's the morning kickoff with Mike Hardball Hardge and the world's strongest man, WWE Hall of Famer, Mark Henry, on your home for the Horns. 1300 The Zone.
Welcome back to hour number 2 of a hump day edition of the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. In hour number 1, we talk about recruiting as running back KJ Edwards has decided to commit to Texas A&M, but it's still early, and we'll see what happens next. We also know that Arch is one of those guys that is good in any hood. We talked women's schedule with Danny Davis of the Austin American-Statesman, and we found out that Vanderbilt is running Tennessee. We shall see. But right now, I want to get into this conversation of underachieving. It has now become a buzzword if you work for the 4-letter network. We talked about Screaming A. Smith saying that Giannis Antetokounmpo is an underachiever, and he got checked. And he got checked by Jay Will, and rightfully so, because he's done more before 5 a.m. than most people do all day. He's done things in his career, Giannis Antetokounmpo, that is. And these two people that are now married, Aaron Rodgers, and I use that term loosely on the married part, Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin are now married in the eyes of the NFL.
More like a situational ship.
Yeah. And Ryan Clark decided that he was not going to let Stephen A. Smith use the word underachiever by himself. So here's Ryan Clark.
After this season, we're going to have sort of a referendum on what Aaron Rodgers' career is and what Mike Tomlin's career is. And I'm going to say something that's probably going to be a little bit controversial. At the end of the season, we're going to look back at these two first ballot Hall of Famers who we hold in such high esteem. And I think we're going to finally realize that both Aaron Rodgers and Mike Tomlin has underachieved in their career. Both of them have such a high floor of talent, of ability, of potential to be the greatest that's ever done it, in my opinion, at their individual positions and places on their team, and they both underachieved. If you would have told me after Aaron Rodgers beat us in 2011 that both him and Mike Tomlin would not go back to a Super Bowl and we'd be in 2025, I would have bet my entire savings on it and I would have been broke.
Now, in some of those instances, he's correct. We all thought that Aaron Rodgers would have probably won more Super Bowls because we crowned him after he won and what he was able to do and the way he throws the football and the team that he's had around him. You would have thought that. As far as Mike Tomlin, never having a losing season, being able to be the most consistent coach, I would think, in the history of football, being above 500 in his career, I would agree with you because he's had a lot of talent. He's had all these different things, but underachieving is not something that I would put around those names. He's been coach of the year. Aaron Rodgers has been multiple MVP. He's won that. He's achieved it. He's got a trophy. Think about this. And I shout out to my guy, Steve Foster. He sent us this when we were having a conversation about Giannis and how difficult it is to win a championship, even when you're one of the most talented people to play whatever sport it is. Dan Marino never won a Super Bowl.
No, and that was after getting there.
Right.
The first year.
Jim Kelly never won a Super Bowl.
3 attempts.
Yes. Think about that. It is not easy to win championships. There's a lot that goes into it, and it ain't just Mark. Individually, I get it. Individual sports, you can achieve it.
Yeah.
Team sports are difficult to achieve certain things.
Lightning has to strike sometimes.
Exactly.
You get a guy that was underrated that, he probably ate ho-hos and ding-dongs and Cheetos and stuff, and you started giving him steaks and vegetables, and he becomes a great asset. But you get lucky sometimes to get that guy, or a guy just, I want to play for my hometown team, but that hometown team already has great players on it. Now you got a guy that took a hometown discount, and now he adds to that team. Now you have a super team, a la LeBron going to Miami. Like there's certain things that can happen.
And there's certain things that have to happen. Yeah. Well, so it's just interesting to me that word underachieving is now starting to be a buzzword. And to me, I don't think it's
a trigger word.
I don't think it's fair to label certain players and certain things and certain situations in their career. And I by no means is your boy defending Aaron Rodgers. I think everybody understands where I am with Aaron Rodgers. I think also you look at what Mike Tomlin has been able to do in his career. I'm not defending Mike Tomlin, but their track record as far as success, I would say, is far from underachieving.
Far from it. I mean, he's never had a losing season.
Right. And after a while, people get tired of that. I mean, you got to advance. You got to do things in the postseason, but that'll lead into my next
he's
in the
Super
next
Bowl
segment.
Winning coach too.
Absolutely.
So
they can't take that from him.
You can't take that away from the guy.
Exactly. So the more and more you start to look at some of the things that are being said, how they're being said, how they're being presented, you question a lot of what's happening with the media. You question it because, like we talked about before, how do we frame these things differently to the point of you're not just trying to get clickbait? Everybody's always talking about, well, you got to have a hot take. How about having an honest take? How about having one that is well researched?
Do you think we need to dial it back? I mean, not us per se.
Yeah.
But the media, should they have more punishments? Have more, like when you do stuff that's like Stephen A. Smith, that was so outlandish that he should miss a day.
Yeah.
That's how bad it was.
Well, the only thing about him, because of how much they have paid this young man and what they've been able to do for him, it's a little difficult for you to suspend Stephen A. Smith.
I know he makes a lot of money, and,
I mean,
and he's one of the guys you want to aspire to be more like. But the clickbait stuff, he's turned into two of the people that he used to complain about the most.
Yep.
He complained about Skip Bayless all the time, and he's become Skip Bayless.
Yeah.
These ridiculous takes make all media look bad when you do stuff like that.
Well, and that's the point that I'm trying to get to. Is like, everybody's gonna have their opinions. They can roll with them or not. But I just think that, what's the word that the kids use now? Gaslighting.
Yeah, gaslighting.
I mean, it is getting to the point now where it's like, can we at least put some common sense to the statement in which you're saying it? I can hate. I can hate on Aaron Rodgers just because I don't like him, and I'll say that. But I'm not gonna go out there and just say
and
that this
falsely
dude
say
exactly.
Something. But you gotta go viral.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, at some point, oh yeah, that's great. I want to do. If I'm gonna go viral, I want it to be funny. I want it to be funny.
They should tell him like in wrestling terms.
What is that?
Hey, I need you to take a week off and then quit the business. Just take a week off and then quit.
Look, and I normally am with Ryan Clark. I'm normally about listening to what they got to say because he is very thoughtful. But again, the underachieving word of him is something that did he not meet your expectations? Okay, say that.
Why don't he just say what he really means? He's a first
ballot Hall of Famer, both of them. There's no denying either one of those guys going into the Hall of Fame. They're not the Hall of Very Good. They're in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
So stop with the underachievement. Did he not win as much as we thought he was after he won because of his talent? Probably. But it is a team sport. Jordan Spieth,
he's just not saying what he really means. And I've heard him on a couple other podcasts.
Yeah.
He loves Mike Tomlin, and he feels just like I do, that they're out to get him and they're setting him up for failure. And he should just say that Mike Tomlin has been emasculated. He has no power. I don't believe in a million years that they would have waited around and Mike Tomlin would have waited around for Aaron Rodgers. I don't believe that he would have traded away Najee Harris. I don't believe that him standing at the reins would have allowed his wide receiver to be traded to Dallas. Like, there's been too many holes poked in this team that says, come on, man, you're not making these decisions. Right. You can't be. You've never done it before. In his entire career, there's never been this much movement in Mike Tomlin's regime.
Right. That has been a little bit different.
Ryan Clark is just one of those guys that won't say it. Nobody's saying it. I'll say it.
But my problem is, why won't you say it?
I don't know why. I think they
that's
don't
why
want to
you're
paint the
on
picture
there
of the ownership as being we're gonna cut him. We want him gone.
But here's the deal: you can have that. You can have that conversation. Just do it. You're the media. You're not in their office. You're not in the front office. Say it. You ain't got to say somebody told you. Say what you feel. Say it with your chest. Coming up next, we're going to continue the conversations. Put some respect on my man's name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. We'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone presents the Craig Way Show.
Life is Good by Joe Walsh.
Life's been good, but that's close enough for right. Joe.
You know, when I see that album cover, for some reason, he looks like Dale Earnhardt to me. With the mustache. Now, I haven't seen what he looks like in person.
Right.
Back when
trust me, if Dale Earnhardt were alive today, he would not look like Joe Walsh. There's not many people look like Joe Walsh how he looks today. Trust me.
Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m. Our iHeartRadio Music Festival
Presented by Capital One.
is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 19th and 20th. Streaming live only on Hulu.
And you can be there.
For a weekend full of superstar performances, never-before-seen collaborations, and once-in-a-lifetime artist moments you'll have to see to believe. Tickets are on sale now at AXS.com. Get your tickets today at AXS.com. And we'll see you at our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Festival.
Presented by Capital One.
The JB and Sandy Show podcast. Stream it on the iHeartRadio app.
Long backups caused by an accident on I-35 northbound at William Cannon Drive. Over half an hour of stop-and-go traffic starts from Highway 45. There's also reports of an accident on the 130 Tull Road northbound around County Road 104, causing a 15-minute delay, and these delays start from University Boulevard. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Randall's. Save on family favorites when you shop with digital coupons at Randall's. This week at Randall's, get Lucerne shredded sliced or chunk cheese for $1.47 each with digital coupon. And 93% lean ground beef for $4.47 per pound with digital coupon.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Pickleball is the fastest growing court sport in the world, and no one makes playing pickleball safer, more comfortable, and quicker on your feet than Tyrol. Tyrol is the first purpose-built shoe made specifically for playing pickleball. Tyrol shoes are made with the famous Vibram outsole. Remember, Tyrol. If you want to elevate your game, you want to play longer, more comfortably, go to TyrolPickleball.com and experience how Tyrol can help your game while making you look like a real pro.
At Hannah Chevrolet, we like to keep things simple. So the price we agree on is the exact price you pay. That means no bait and switches, no absurd additions, no mandatory dealer packages that are magically added at the finance table. At Hannah, this can save you $3,000 to $5,000. Just straightforward, all-inclusive pricing, incredible customer service, and a vehicle you're going to love. So come in and together let's drive at Hannah Chevrolet or Hannah.com.
Shop Mattress Firm's July 4th sale and reclaim your restless nights. Choose from a curated premium selection of mattresses to find just the upgrade you're looking for. Get matched. Sleep at night.
Big news! Newsmax just went public on the New York Stock Exchange, and millions like you are joining our news revolution. Newsmax is now the 4th highest rated news channel, just behind CNN. Reuters says we're one of the top news brands in America. 40 million Americans go to Newsmax for shows with Rob Schmidt, Greta Van Susteren, Rob Finnerty, and more. So download our free Newsmax app on your smartphone or TV and start watching. President Trump says Newsmax is truly terrific. Get the free Newsmax app and check out Newsmax shares on the stock exchange. Go to newsmaxinvest.com. That's newsmaxinvest.com. This is not an offer to buy or sell securities, nor shall there be any sale of securities in any jurisdiction in which such an offer would be unlawful.
Stuck in the same day-to-day routine? Wake up, go to work, eat, sleep, repeat? Break through the boredom this summer and download Call of Duty Mobile for free. Enjoy fan-favorite maps, modes, and operators from classic Call of Duty titles, plus new mobile-exclusive content. Today doesn't have to suck. Cure your boredom for free with Call of Duty almost anywhere, anytime. Call of Duty Mobile is available on both the Apple App Store and Google Play Store for free today. Rated M for mature.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Catch every pitch with the Round Rock Express on 1300 The Zone.
For the next segment, you do not want to miss the world's strongest take. But coming up next, you don't want to miss Mark's world's strongest take. But right now, we've been talking about putting respect on people's name and not going crazy with the conversations. Now, I understand that this man needs to win playoff games and a championship, but it cannot be denied how talented this quarterback has been since taking over the reins as the starter. Every time he plays, the team is putting up big numbers, especially on the offensive side. They put themselves in positions to win, and there needs to be respect on his name.
When Dak Prescott plays football, when was the last time they weren't a top 10 offense? The answer is never. NFL ranking in yards for the Cowboys the last 4 healthy Dak seasons. 1, 11, 5. 3 top 5 in points. 6th, 1st, 4th, 1st. What are we doing? Pretending that the Cowboys aren't going to have a good offense.
What are we doing? Pretending that the Cowboys are not going to have a good offense. Now, I understand Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl ring, been to 2 Super Bowls, got a ring, all that stuff. Jaden Daniels did great, got to the NFC Championship game. Daniel Jones, okay, whatever. But through Dak's career against the Commanders, when he starts, he is 11-2. Against the Eagles, he is 9-4. And against the Giants, he is 13-2. That's why the Cowboys always have a chance. That's why they are always in the mix. And for everybody that always wants to poo-poo on Dak Prescott, you can't argue about his regular season success. Now, if we want to have a debate about playoffs and all that other stuff,
you can have that debate.
We can have that debate. But why is it that Dak Prescott is the one that always has to catch all the smoke for failures of the Dallas Cowboys?
Failures of the program.
Hey.
Failures of the organization. And we talked about let's get away from talking about the problems and start talking about the solution. We complained last year. Dallas defense was atrocious. They lacked having other targets at wide receiver. The offensive line needed more consistency. And lastly, the defensive line needed to be refortified.
Yep.
They accomplished all 4 of those things this offseason. They brought in 2 extremely good defensive linemen. They drafted well at defensive end with a guy that everybody's saying he should play right now over the guys that they brought in, including one of the most highly regarded guys that used to be with the Cowboys before, our guy from Manor right down the street.
Yep.
So, they fixed that. They brought in a wide receiver. Not just any wide receiver, but one of the top 15 wide receivers in the NFL. They drafted an offensive guard that pretty much could play any position on the line of scrimmage other than center, and that's just because I've never seen him do it.
Right.
So let's get away from. I want to see what Dak is going to be able to do with all the fixes. Coach Shoddy is also somebody that's won me over. I'm telling you, I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And the silence that he's put through this organization when all the years of Jerry Jones wanting noise, even if it's white noise, he wanted noise. The Cowboys don't have that. The only time we talk about them is something positive.
Right.
And that's what brought me back. because I'm telling you right now, I was looking at other teams, man. I was shopping for cars. I'm going to every car dealer. Hey, what you got?
Except for
what kind of deal?
Car from COVID.
Wait. But it was going to be COVID. It was going to be one of the COVID brands.
Wait. That's breaking news. He said he's back.
Oh, well.
He was dipping his toe in.
I said we last week, so Hardge called me saying we. He said, what you mean we?
So I just want to put it in perspective. Last year's team, to back up Mark's thought process. Last year, the Cowboys were playing with Cooper Rush because Dak was hurt, hamstring, Rico Dowdle, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, Jalen Tolbert, and Jake Ferguson. Now they have upgraded. They've got Dak back. They've got Javonte Williams, who I'm still kind of CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens as wide receiver 2. Or 1A, as they like to say. Jalen Tolbert is still going to be the guy, and you got Jake Ferguson at your tight end still. So they have made some changes, to your point. They did upgrade and make some moves on the offensive line, and Shoddy has already believed that they are going to run the football. That will change a lot of this thought process for the Dallas Cowboys.
Do you remember what his father, and I'm not saying that he's going to do the offense that his father ran at the Chiefs and the play action with Steve DeBerg and those guys. But the apple don't fall far from the tree. Marty Schottenheimer loved to run the ball. And that is what his son is going to do. He said that he was going to run the ball.
Yeah.
And I mean, a cloud of dust and tough defense. And with Dak Prescott being what you always say, Hardge, one of the better play action quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yep.
He's going to get an opportunity to be that guy and run the system that his father ran. I really do feel like that they're going to have a lot better season than all of these prognosticators are giving them credit for.
Yeah, every time I continue to look forward to the season, not too crazy, but all things every game is going to be a tough game, no doubt about it.
Right.
But those records, when you look at what he's been able to do when it comes to the NFC East, Cowboys are going to be right there in the mix because they play each team twice. It's those games that they have to play in between there, all those other teams. How is he going to perform? How is everybody going to be healthy?
Killed by Detroit?
And he's got to be healthy. He's got to be healthy. But I will say this, all signs, and the people that I've talked to in Dallas believe that Joe Milton changes the backup quarterback position greatly, not just because of his arm, but because of his athleticism. They don't have to change much because Cooper Rush, he was limited. He was limited in the things that he could do. And he was limited if he had to play for an extended period of time. Now you've got a guy in Joe Milton who is athletic, who can move, who's got some oomph about him, and the upside is through the roof. So I don't see the Cowboys changing that much. And I know everybody's online saying they won when Cooper was in there. They won. Yeah, look who they were playing in those particular moments and how he won those games. They weren't making him try to win all the games.
They was
like
managing.
Mike McCarthy was trying to do it. So
just manage it. Yeah. You weren't expecting to get a Steve DeBerg shot, were you?
No, nobody expects to see. Why don't you just say Craig Morton? I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm a Cowboy fan.
Well, you can't mention Steve DeBerg without mentioning those backs. Barry Word
and Christian Okoye.
Yeah,
Tecmo Bowl Kings right there.
Barry Word.
Hey, that's 260 pounds of 6'3" madness.
I was going to say, where are you going with this?
But both of them.
Yeah. Oh, I remember.
Christian Okoye was over 250
Yeah,
pounds.
until he met
Steve Atwater. Steve Atwater changed his life.
Yeah, he made you start seeing people. Who? Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Coming up next, we're going to talk to the world's strongest man as he brings you his world's strongest take. You do not want to miss this one. Right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
First responders are on scene of a scattered accident, blocking off the 2 left lanes and the right shoulder on I-35 southbound at Highway 290. Delays to your start from Breaker Lane, causing a 10-minute slowdown. There's also a 30-minute backup caused by an accident on I-35 northbound at William Cannon Drive. If you're heading this direction, delays start from Highway 45. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Hey, it's Hardball Hardge, and I'm just going to say it. My license plate is cooler than yours.
That's facts. And this is Mark Henry, the world's strongest man, king of strongman fame, and now the king of custom plates.
You ever see a license plate that's so clean, it makes you do a double take?
Like mine says USA WSM. Yours says XJ7BP3. What is that, a password?
That's why you roll up to myplates.com. Texas-made, full customized license plates that let you show off your style, your ride, and your swagger.
You can pick the color, the design, almost anything you want to say as long as it's legal. And it's not something your grandmother would say, hey, I'm going to have to wash your mouth out with soap.
So don't drive around with a blowing plate that says, I gave up. Go to myplates.com, use the promo code, The Zone, all one word, The Zone, and get up to $55 in savings. myplates.com. Don't be boring.
It's time to warm up that scoreboard and get ready to bring home the win with Specs. Specs has you covered with lower prices on all your favorite fan fuel. From craft beer, rare spirits, and world-class wine to chips, dips, and gourmet finer foods. And with same-day delivery when you order online or through the app, Specs is your MVP for the biggest score of the game. At Specs, the fun starts here.
Here's to you, cheers to savings.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Friends, if you live in Austin, Cedar Park, Kyle, Pflugerville, Round Rock, and you're tired of paying too much for car insurance, pick up the phone and call Fred Loya Insurance today. Insurance rates are constantly changing, which is why you need to call Fred Loya Insurance right now for a new and updated quote. Call now. Save money. It's that easy. Call Fred Loya Insurance at 1-800-444-4040. That's 1-800-444-4040 or visit fredloya.com. Remember, if you don't call, you don't save.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
From the ABA Heating and Cooling Weather Center, this is Zone Weather.
Your Austin weather, partly cloudy for your Wednesday, a high in the mid-90s. Overcast tonight, a low of 76. Thursday, a mix of sun and clouds, a high in the mid-90s.
This report is sponsored by Bosch. With the Bosch 18-volt Bulldog rotary hammer,
you can conquer your construction needs, and you can powerfully break through concrete. Get the Bosch 18-volt Bulldog rotary hammer. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
Here's what's trending now on the new and improved iHeartRadio app.
This week on Purpose with Jay Shetty, Jay sits down with Wicked star Cynthia Erivo for a powerful conversation on healing, her burnout, and creating art from a place of truth. Plus, Brett Young joins the Bobby cast, and he opens up about why he quit drinking and the heartbreak that led him to music. 2 raw, honest conversations now streaming at iHeartRadio.
Explore the latest. Open the free iHeartRadio app and see what's trending now.
The Round Rock Express play here. 1300 The Zone.
The beat is here. You know what that means. WWE Hall of Fame, World's Strongest D-Mark brings you his World's Strongest Take. Take it away, big fella.
All right.
What's up, man?
You know what time it is? It's time for the World's Strongest Take by the World's Strongest Man. My God, back then they didn't know me. Now I'm hot. They're all on me. Oh yeah, guys. We got another take.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We got a great take today because the Indiana Fever has turned into the WWE. It seems like every week, every game now, not even every week, every game that's played, there are fisticuffs, elbows, flagrant fouls. Come on, guys. I need y'all to stop it. This is basketball, not pro wrestling. Secondly, the officiating has got to change because that's where it all boils down to. You know, it's basketball. And I know they love the sensationalism of having these women be overly aggressive when that's not what we're wanting. We want to see basketball, right? I mean, I'm just asking. We trying to see a basketball game? Or are we trying to see roller hockey? A lot of y'all don't even remember roller hockey, but I digress.
I kind of want to watch roller hockey a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, like, what are you saying?
Okay, I'm not talking to either one of y'all. But last night, Caitlin Clark was up to her usual Caitlin Clark things, and she played a really, really good game and scored from wherever she wanted to score, had 20 points, had 6 assists, 2 steals. She played a great game for what it was, and she didn't even play max minutes. She played only 29 minutes in the game. But early in the game, there was a point where Caitlin Clark got fouled, and it was an accident. I mean, you look at it, it did not look like the girl was really intending on hitting her in the face. She swiped at the ball, and she hit her on the chin. She didn't hit her in the eyes. She didn't hit her in the neck. It was a grazing blow just across the chin. Caitlin Clark folded up like a window shade, made a big scene about it, and pushed her. She initiated it. So when the girl went after her, one of her teammates stepped up, and Monica Mabry, I mean,
Sophie Cunningham.
Sophie Cunningham. She hockey checked her. I mean, it was like the Florida Panthers. And then Tina Charles, she got a tech just because she was standing there watching. I don't know why she got a tech. She didn't hit her. But it was, I mean, the officiating, the coaches, even both coaches, after on the press conference came out and said, we have to do better. Not the players, not the coaches, but the officiating.
Yep.
I know I'm going to get fined. And then, of course, the other coach said, well, if she's going to get a fine, I'm going to get a fine too.
Right.
And I'm glad that they had solidarity. But my take is all of this will be eliminated if the officials were better about their jobs. They said every facet of women's basketball has improved. The gate has improved. The teams, the locker rooms, the money, the players are better. You can go through the history of women's basketball, and there's not going to be many that's better than Asia Wilson. It's just not. But the officiating has not improved. What say you?
Well, let's get to where this all started. You mentioned it. They got a foul at the free throw line that kind of initiated the whole thing.
I mean, is that displacement? I think it is.
Oh, and Marina Mabry's going to get ejected. If the officials saw that, Marina Mabry is going to get ejected.
Well, they're going to go and look at it. Look at Mabry. She's got a scar on one side, a scratch on one side of her face, a scratch on the other side. It's not from the game today. I asked her about it. She's always in the mix. There's a lot of contact here.
Yeah, that was Marina Mabry.
Yeah, it was on that one.
And that was I'm talking about in the first part of the game.
Well, here's the second part of all of that as well.
By Allen, and Sheldon comes up with the steal. Sheldon going coast to coast. And we got another break is here as J.C. Sheldon goes right after Sophie Cunningham. It was a hard foul, no question.
I'm blaming this all on the officials tonight.
There you go.
100%. It was the officials not doing their jobs. And Caitlin is not helping the situation because she is pushing people and then she'll walk off and turn her back and then get hit and play the victim. No, if you push me or you hit me, you better stand face to face because you're going to catch one.
Mm-hmm.
So she's got to woman up and quit walking away like she didn't do anything.
It's just interesting to me when you look at the game and the interest that is there. There's a ton of interest in women's basketball. We've gone through the numbers. Anytime Caitlin Clark is on the floor, people want to watch her. Paige Beckers just got a win, a first home win as the Dallas Wings get their W. She's going to bring up the fan base. She's going to bring up the fan base as well because of the talent. When they play each other, it's going to be even better. But what I've seen from the Indiana Fever, WNBA, and all those that are involved, it's the fact that they have all found a way to create the spotlight for their organization. College basketball is growing too, but WNBA, with her being out there, yeah, they want to see some scrapping. They want to show that they tough. But the one thing about it is, I'm just glad it wasn't Angel Reese this time. You know what I'm saying? Because they would have been tearing her apart.
Listen,
right now.
They need to turn those microphones down because what I heard, all of their mothers are gonna be pissed.
I just know that this has been fun to watch. I've been enjoying the journey. This is not only you talking about it, I talked about it earlier. We've talked more WNBA than we ever have. And I'm sitting up watching these games because now not Angel Reese, but Caitlin Clark is the villain of the NBA. And she ain't even trying to be. It's all of these players that are so mad and so jealous that they're all taking a shot at
get
her.
over your jealousy.
Yes, y'all are making more money now.
You should be sending her a Christmas card.
They do. But it's got a bunch of coal in it, too. They're not giving her no love. Another great take by the world's strongest man. When we come back, we'll close out the show. Send you to Dan Patrick. We have an NHL. Lord Stanley Cup has back to Florida. And, oh, yeah, college baseball continues. And we'll talk about it right here on the Morning Kickoff on Sports Radio AM 1300. The Zone.
Join Craig Way weekdays from 2 to 5 p.m.
One time when Bill Schoening and I were doing a Tuesday night game, and there was an umpire behind the plate, Tom Jenkins. And Tom was a rather corpulent fellow, and he lets a pitch go in there. And we hear this pop again. He goes, ball two. Then crystal clear that our field mic picked up was some fan yelling, Jenkins, you fat...
Only on Sports Radio AM 1300, The Zone.
The JB and Sandy Show podcast. Stream it on the iHeartRadio app.
First responders are on scene of a scattered accident blocking off the two left lanes and the right shoulder on I-35 southbound at Highway 290. Delays your start from Breaker Lane, causing a 10-minute slowdown. There's also a 30-minute backup caused by an accident on I-35 northbound at William Cannon Drive. If you're heading this direction, delay start from Highway 45. I'm Jason Fossick with a look at Austin area traffic.
This report is sponsored by CONCACAF Gold Cup. The CONCACAF Gold Cup is coming to Austin's Q2 Stadium Thursday, June 19th. Saudi Arabia versus United States. Sea Stars Christian Pulisic and Tyler Adams fight to reclaim Gold Cup glory. Get your tickets now at SeatGeek.com. That's SeatGeek.com.
After 48 years, Factory Mattress is going out of business forever. Over $15 million worth of world-class mattress brands must be sold immediately. Up to 80% off at Austin and San Antonio's largest independent mattress retailer. Everything must go, right down to the bare walls. Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, and Stearns & Foster. No interest financing is still available. The Factory Mattress going out of business sale is happening now at all 14 locations. Don't miss it.
And Doug. Here we have the Limu Emu in its natural habitat, helping people customize their car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Fascinating. It's accompanied by his natural ally, Doug.
Limu, is that guy with the binoculars watching us?
Cut the camera. They see us.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. That does give us certain advantages, for example, in experience and resources. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. If you're a guy facing divorce, remember, Cordell & Cordell, a partner you can count on.
Austin, San Antonio, and St. Louis. CordellCordell.com.
Today doesn't have to suck. Break through your day-to-day boredom by downloading Call of Duty Mobile for free and enjoy fun gameplay featuring fan-favorite Call of Duty maps, modes, and operators, plus tons of new mobile content anywhere, anytime. Available on both the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Download for free now. Rated M.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce.
It's Spruce, the new hardworking, worry-free weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Weeds die by the next day. Find Spruce wherever weed killers are sold.
Hi, Zoe Saldana. Welcome to T-Mobile. Here's your new iPhone 16 Pro on us.
Thanks. And here's my old phone to trade in.
You don't need a trade-in. When you switch to T-Mobile, we'll give you a new iPhone 16 Pro. Plus, we'll help you pay off your old phone up to $800, and you still get to keep it.
There's always a trade-in.
Not right now at T-Mobile.
I feel like I have to give you something in return for karma.
That's okay.
I don't really have much in my purse. Oh, let's see. Hand sanitizer. It's lavender.
I'm good. Seriously.
Let me check this pocket. Oh, mints?
Really, I'm fine.
Oh, I have raisins. I'm a mom. Wait 1 sec. I've got cupcakes in the car.
It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile. Get a new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your phone up to $800.
With 24 monthly bill credits, new line $100 plus a month on experience beyond finance agreement $999.99 and qualifying ported. For well qualified plus tax and $10 connection charge. Pay off via virtual prepaid card. Allow 15 days. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. See T-Mobile.com.
The largest gun show in Central Texas is headed to Buda this weekend.
Texas Gun Show is voted the #1 gun show in Texas. Will be at the Central Texas Fieldhouse just off Interstate 35 in Buda this Saturday, 10 till 5, and Sunday, 10 till 4. Hundreds of tables of guns, free parking, and no toll road. Do not miss it. Buy, sell, trade, and exercise your Second Amendment rights this weekend at the Central Texas Fieldhouse in Buda. For more info, visit gunshowstx.com. Texas Gun Shows, making gun shows guns again.
Hi, it's Sandy, and if you're thinking about getting a new car, information is power. So here is some information that can help you. You know, there's talk of tariffs pushing used car prices up. A lot of manufacturers are holding steady or even lowering prices on new vehicles for now. It's a unique situation. It means you could get a great price on a new car and potentially more value for your trade-in. Now, how long this buyer market lasts or where to save the most money really depends on who you talk to and who you trust. Apple Leasing has thousands of active clients on the road right now, and many of them are repeat or were referred customers. You can trust our experts to help you navigate this time and make the best decision for your family. With no money down and lower payments with the Easy Lease, calling now could save you thousands. Call 512-346-9977 or visit online at appleleasing.com. Apple Leasing, the name you trust in Austin.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Sports Radio 1300 The Zone. Hook 'em horns.
Welcome back to the morning kickoff right here on Sports Radio AM 1300 The Zone. If you missed any part of the show, number one, why would you do that? Number two, if you did it, we got you covered. Get over to that new and improved iHeart Radio app. It's always free. All you got to do is look for the podcast page, type in the morning kickoff, and you can catch up on all of the shows. I want to thank Danny Davis of the Austin American Statesman for joining us as he breaks down Texas women's basketball, their scheduling, and of course, we talk recruiting and baseball transfer portal. We will be off tomorrow. Andrew Zimmel will be running the show. He'll be having our show for us. We are taking the day off, but we will be back on Friday for more morning kickoff as we break it all down. So do not tune in tomorrow. Well, do tune in tomorrow. That was
tune in, man.
I was going to say, tune in. Our guy Zimmo will be holding it down as always.
Zimmo's like, hey, why am I catching it?
My man Zim got our back. We are taking the day off, but we do want to make sure that you understand that the Lord Stanley's Cup has found its way back to the Florida Panthers.
As they say in hockey, let's do that hockey.
The Panthers begin to celebrate. Panther perfection. The Florida Panthers win their second consecutive Stanley Cup.
And I wanted to point this out. A U.S.-based team has won the Stanley Cup for 31 straight seasons. Think about that. 31 straight seasons in a sport that was invented across the pond.
Wow, man, I'm gonna tell you something. I was expecting us to pull it out, whether it was Nashville or Florida.
Yeah.
But man, Winnipeg and Montreal always have. I mean, Canada's always got great hockey,
no doubt.
And if there was a Russian team in the league, I'm sure that every team has at least two Russian players on it.
Right.
They would have great teams. But the way the professional ranks are, Florida, this team is young.
Man, listen.
Like one of the oldest guys on the team is like 33.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, I can't pronounce this guy's name, but let me just tell you this.
How many consonants?
He played through some pain.
Do you think the average fan has any idea what you went through, and what did you go through?
I tore my adductor off the bone, and then had some hernia thing, and all on the same side. And wanted to throw in the towel a bunch of times. I'm sure I got to thank a lot of people. I mean, for getting me healthy enough. I'm sure I wasn't the easiest to deal with. I mean, my fiance did a great job at the house on days where I probably wasn't in the best mood coming to the rink. The trainers, maybe when I wasn't in the best mood, when I was in pain. I just owe them so much, the doctors. And I really didn't think I'd be playing, and or at least playing to my capabilities. So the longer the playoffs went, the better I felt. And I owe that to the guys for giving me some wiggle room to feel good.
Matthew Tkachuk.
He is tripping.
Matthew
Hardge,
Tkachuk.
I strained my adductor before.
He ripped his off the bone.
And cried.
Yeah.
Real tears.
Yeah.
And this dude, his came off the bone.
The bone. Finished it.
And then he says,
I got
that's
a hernia.
something with a hernia.
Yeah, I got something.
And he got something else.
On the same side. On the same side.
Hey, I don't know what they was giving him, but I want some because I'm in pain right now.
Yeah, it was
I woke up hurting.
That is crazy.
What an unbelievable specimen, man, to be able to go through that.
In other news, we have the College World Series continues to roll on. Last night, Louisville defeated Oregon State in walk-off fashion after Oregon State rallied in the ninth. Louisville gets the win and walk-off sacrifice fly to advance. Now they will play Coastal Carolina today at 1. And LSU and Arkansas are at it again tonight. Big-time performances by all of these teams. So now we get to move on. But I want to ask you this, Mark. June 17th, 2013, that was a special day for you. I was hopeful that you would walk in with your salmon jacket and be ready.
I just wear the jacket out the blue.
No, I just want you
just come in here with the pink jacket on.
And then I'll be looking at Marcus like,
the
Marcus,
lion-ass jacket.
Today is going to be a tough day.
Oh, my God.
Tell everybody about that day, Mark.
Well, that was the day. Yesterday was the day, the anniversary of my retirement speech. And it's become the most iconic thing that I did in my career wrestling. I posted a picture of me in the jacket saying that's what I do and all the things that came along with it. I got a lot left in the tank.
Yeah.
We just had last week T-Pain put his face on my retirement speech pink jacket picture and posted something. I promptly hit him back and was like, hey man, you got to say all of it. You're going to say any of it, you got to say all of it.
Right.
He was so elated that I called and was like, man, thank you for the heads up, for the just the support.
Yeah.
Like it was a great moment in my career, man. It gave me new life. And unfortunately, my body was so beat up at that time that I was not able to capitalize on that fame for a couple of years like most people would love to.
Like your boy Goldberg now.
Yeah, Goldberg, he back.
Yep.
So now we got to get him back on the air.
Yeah.
So we had Goldberg on, we got to get him back.
Yep. Good stuff, man. I saw that and I thought that I was hopeful you walk in here with that jacket on. And say, that's what you do. Hey, man. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Remember, listen to Andrew Zimmel tomorrow morning. Marcus, and I will be back on Friday. Can't wait to chop it all up. But as always, thank you to Mark Henry. Thank you to Marcus. And thank you, the people, for always being loyal and tuning in. And as always, don't believe everything you see, because even salt looks like sugar. Peace. Summertime is officially here, y'all. Time for those road trips, lake days, and family adventures. And your neighbors at Covert Ford Hutto
I mean, is that displacement? I think it is.